Hello tribe, welcome back to my channel. So today we are looking at your future self. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna name this video just yet. I bet you know by now. These messages will be short and sweet as usual, guys. I do have 4 piles for you. Pile number 1 starts at your left, on your left. Pile number 4 is on your right. Take a moment to stop the video if you need some more time, because some people told me that they need more time. Pause button. And if you feel like you can't connect with any of these piles, maybe there isn't a message for you. I always like to kind of challenge your intuition and put you in a moment in order to truly tune in. And some people found it very helpful. So I'm gonna catch you in timestamps. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 1, we're looking at the message for you. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna name this video. I think I'll be looking at what your future self wants you to know, or how your future self looks like. But I think it's more so what your future self has accomplished already. That's how I wanna look at this reading, because that was my intention when I was shuffling these cards. So let's start. What we have for pile number 1 is 2 of Cups as well as a Chariot. Bang. Okay, this is quite a beautiful energy, guys, I must say. Your future self seems almost like, I don't know why I have to say it, I have found a place that feels like home. And that place can be an actual place, or it can be a connection that feels like home. Now, for those who are not looking for connections, it's all about relationship though. Would it be a relationship with yourself that you are seeking for, or that would be a relationship with a person? Even if you are married or in partnership, I think your connection will be great in the future. I can't tell if it's going to be the same person or someone else, because that's not what we're looking at. But overall, your future self is acknowledging some kind of success. If you see that, can you see that horse on top of the mountain? Success when it comes to finding the soul connection, or finding your own talents, and maybe even your own path for some of you. So what relates to your heart the most right now? What is closest to your heart when you are hearing these messages? Overall, really good emotionally. You're feeling very good emotionally. You are very balanced, I must say. If any of you watching this do have any health issues, we do have, every time I look at this symbol here, it reminds me of finding a really good way of balancing what is not in balance. Would it be physically or energetically, or if you feel like maybe your relationships have been struggling in the past, I'd say expect a big change. A lot of not only the relationship here, it's also your own success, where you feel the happiest, what brings you happiness, because you're overcoming some kind of an obstacle and you are at the top of the mountain and the sun is shining. See what I mean? I don't know why, but for some of you spring might be important. Well, because I looked at the Chariot card and it just gave me that vibe. Anything else? Pile number 1. Your future self. What will your future self overcome? What will your future self overcome? Very nice. What is your future self the happiest about? Two Chariots. Do you want to travel? For some of you, that is relatable too. See, and I think maybe that's why I saw home, because in this Chariot card, as you can see, this guy over here, he's aiming for that castle. She, in this case. But a horse, overall, I'd say look up the spiritual meaning of a horse, but don't read the whole thing. Ask yourself now, in which department you have questions. Is it career? Is it relationship? Only read that part that relates to a relationship or career, whatever it is that you need to take from it. All right, what is your future self happy about? Okay, so what it seems here, we're starting with this. Your future self has overcome a lot of, would it be mental issues, a lot of, I'd say, anything that had to end in order to get to where you needed to be in the future. And that sometimes can portray some kind of an ending that seems like, how I take this Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is usually something that is a painful ending, how people like to see it, right, or read it. But in this case, in this deck in particular, I am looking at this Ten of Swords almost like someone who is very gracefully letting something go and end. So I think it's more so like an advice for you from your future self. Allow the grace to come in order for you to let go gracefully, right? Allow that peace to come in. And I think for most of you already know what that's talking about. A massive change is happening. Something has to go. I'm not going to get into it too specifically because everyone's story is different. But after that, what we have here, it does seem like maybe you have been seeking for this peace of mind, but you couldn't get to it. Something was maybe as a blockage, maybe your own thoughts were blockages, right? But that's something throughout that ending of some sorts, you go and recognize how to get to where you want to be when it comes to your own peace of mind. And it seems like either some of you might go on some kind of a retreat, or maybe you're gonna go on some kind of a trip that's gonna be quite important for you. Spiritually enlightening, even for some of you. I could go as far as that. Now, I want third card because I want to clarify the Two of Swords. If you're wondering if you're gonna make a right decision, if you're very lost between two choices, your future self wants you to know that you have made the right choice. Yeah, choices, right? I'm pulling cards as I'm speaking. You have made a right choice. All you need to do is to listen to the moon, and your moon is your intuition. So if you're wondering about that, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to decide, if you know in the future that you're going to have to make certain decision between the two, what do I choose? You have made a right choice. Yeah. Now, horses all over this reading, if you have noticed, I'd really look up the meaning of a horse. Now close your eyes and try to imagine what color do you see that horse as? Because different colors have also different meanings, right? So for me, it seems like for you guys, you will be making a decision about, I think it's even for some of you about something that you want to buy or something that you want to get for yourself. And you will treasure it dearly. It's saying, it's more so like a story here. Your future self wants you to know that decision that you will be making, it might not be the easiest one to make at that time. You might feel like no one else can help you when making that decision, but really you have a very strong power in you, like we all do, is your own gut feeling. Use it when making decisions, especially if you need to maybe choose between a couple of homes or choose between locations or people or which maybe course to take. But regardless of a situation, we do have overall energy, Two of Cups and the Chariot. You are finding your way back to yourself, for some of you even. It can come through, it can be almost inspired by either this trip or retreat that you are taking, or it can be maybe a connection that you're gonna meet along the way. You know, when sometimes we meet people along the way and they give us something, those very valuable passengers, as I like to call them. I think you're gonna find a very, very strong connection along that way of yours. So I hope that this made sense. That was quite a beautiful reading, pile number one. I wish you the best, tribe. Thank you very much for coming back. Love you as always. I'll catch you in the next one. Hello, pal 2. So today's message is again on a shorter side due to everything that is happening around me right now, all the good stuff. I can never complain. Would it be good or bad? Always happy, right? So what I want to say is, I don't know how this reading will be named just yet, but what I know for sure, when I was shuffling these cards, I wanted to look at how does your future self feel like, right? Where they at? And then a couple of other things we're going to take a look at with the Triple Goddess Tarot. All right, so the Hangman came out reversed and I felt it reversed. So we'll keep it that way. If there was some kind of stagnancy in your life, your Wheel of Fortune is here. The wheel is spinning. It's moving. So in the future, I would go as far as say your fate is changing. So maybe some of you will be doing something quite important when it comes to your own journey in order to help that Wheel of Fortune spin. Almost like maybe some of you will be changing direction, would it be in relationship or career or your life path, whatever it would be, you know, you're finding something quite valuable for you here. And your future self wants you also to know that the period of stagnancy is over. It's over and it was there for a reason, you see. In order for the Wheel of Fortune to come up upright, there had to be that moment of the Hanged Man. And you had to go through those moments when you didn't feel like things are moving maybe as fast as you wanted them, or even if you were uncertain, stuck in one situation. Almost like a message here, you were given this time for a reason. Nice, okay. What has your future self overcome? What has your future self overcome? We have the Ace of Swords. Okay, wow. We'll take that one because it wanted to go there. We'll take that one. Let me adjust the camera for you. As well as the Eight of Cups. Yeah, okay. I want one more though. That is very strange, but it sounds like your future self wants you to know that the initial idea can be changed, that the light bulb moment that you had, some kind of understanding or a spark of an idea, it can be changed if you want to change it. Almost like if you feel like you have to commit to something that is not 100% for you, you don't have to commit to it. Makes sense? That is quite interesting. All right. Yeah, especially when it comes to maybe partnerships or people that you work with. It's something to do with that. It's like you don't have to, almost like your future self wants you to know that you had an idea and you decided to take your own route. So maybe the people you work with or some kind of external influences you may not have liked. You didn't want to go with a crowd. That's what your future self wants you to know about. Now, there is a completely different scenario for some others of you, so please choose yours. There is one more case here. Your future self wants you to know that you're gonna have a spontaneous idea, and that is gonna somehow make you feel that you have to go and seek for a like-minded people, and on that way you're going to find those like-minded people. So you have this idea that you're very, very happy about. You're like, okay, everything is clear now. I know what I need to do. And once you take that journey of yours, you're meeting people along the way. You see what I mean? And those people are willing to work with you, and you will be wanting to work with them too. And whatever work means to you here, right? But there are some kind of partnerships and good connections along the journey of yours. What is your future self happiest about? We have Two of Cups, That came up in pile number 1 too, but in different deck. So we see already kind of a bit of a pattern here. And we have the Ace of Cups. Damn. Look at this. Look at this. Pile 2. As well as the 9 of Wands. Your future self wants you to know that it's not too far away. What's not too far away? It depends what it is that you're seeking for in your case. Now, for some of you, the 2 of Cups can represent finding your way back to yourself, being happy with yourself, right? Being very happy how you are, who you are, being authentic. For others, there is a new relationship waiting for you out there, and it's not about the past relationship. It's a new fresh connection that is waiting for you around the corner. And this is mostly for those people who are not feeling 100%. Even if you're dating someone, I'd say expect something completely new to come in your life. Now, in very little cases, this is almost like a restart button pressed on your relationship with either your husband or your wife. Because what I'm sensing here for some people, those who are married, I'm talking to those who are married, if you feel like there isn't enough of those emotions being shared and you have lost the closeness or maybe intimacy, that is being refreshed for you. But the message for you from your future self is don't give up on working on your husband or wife relationship, okay? Now, this is only for those. For other people, it's saying don't give up hope regarding the future partner of yours, because maybe some of you are thinking, you know what, I'll never meet someone, or I don't need anyone, I'm gonna focus on business. It's fine to do that, but your future self wants you to know that there is going to be an amazing person coming in that is going to change your mind and your priorities. It's not about leaving your business and your dreams aside. It's about taking that 100% of focus from your business and splitting it nicely between your emotional state, which let's call it the feminine energy, as well as the masculine. Masculine focuses on your work, getting things done, right? Logical mind, anything that is action-based. And your feminine is about nurturing yourself and maybe others around you and being intuitive and being also very clever behind the scenes, right? Feminine doesn't always say what she knows of, so that mystery, right? So for me here, it seems like your future self wants you to know that there's going to be an important connection coming in. You seem pretty happy, I'd say. Some of you probably don't even expect it, the way that is going to happen. It almost feels like it's going to come out of the blue, I must say, you know, because you're going to be very focused on whatever it is that you're doing. And you're going to be like, whoa, look at this, you know, I never expected that to happen this way. And it's saying, don't give up hope, you know, keep on doing whatever you're doing. You're doing great, but just know, almost like a hint, there is something very precious waiting for you around the corner. So I'd say I want to clarify the 9 of Wands, because there's one more message for you out there regarding putting in work. What is the future self happy about? We have 9 of Wands clarified by death. What is your future self happy about? This is big. As well as the 3 of Wands. Okay, let's put it right here. Let's adjust the camera for you. Okay, now this is going to be for like 5%, but I still have to say it. For some of you, your future self is saying that whatever it is that you have been working on or trying to push, you know, when you're trying to make something to happen and it doesn't happen, there's some kind of obstacle all the time, but this is a pattern, right? A pattern of the same situation, maybe in different jobs or in different relationships or whatever that would be, really. And it's saying that is being done and over with. So you're going to decide, for some of you, to leave something that wasn't growing behind in order for you to completely transform even maybe the destination where you're going. Because this girl in 3 of Wands, she has her bags packed and she's like, sayonara, you know. And before, I'm seeing these two people as the same ones. Before, this young looking person, young female, was very determined, which is all good, but somehow, intuitively what I'm picking up, she got fed up of this because of what it wasn't happening continuously, right? And she wasn't happy anymore. And she decided to change that direction, and whatever that direction means to you guys in your case. So I truly hope that this made sense, pile number 2. Tribe, thank you for coming back. Love you as always. I'll catch you in the next one. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 3. So how I'm going to be doing this, I will be looking at how your future self feels like, and what your future self is happy about, and what your future self has overcome. So let's see. That's your future self representation. We have the world as well as the emperor. Damn, look at this energy. Wow. Wow, okay. I must say, for some of you, if you ever felt like in your gut that you are going to be someone who's quite influential, or someone who works in authority or institution of some sort, or is a boss, especially when it comes to international business or company, this is achieved, it's saying. Your future self has a very structured life. Your future self is very proud where you are, and it seems like you are carrying that pride with a touch of humbleness, which is nice. And I keep getting this this figure of authority here, guys, for you. Whatever you want to do, it seems like in the future you have it accomplished. But it seems like behind the scenes what was happening, you put a lot of work into it, and deep down in your gut you knew you're gonna get there. But I think it's gonna come to you quicker than you think, guys. Pile number 3, I must say. Would it be I'm hearing fortune for some of you. The fortune will be on your side. So you know, sometimes when people work for 10 years, let's say, right, in the same company, I'm gonna give the company as an example, okay? Just interpret it your way. For 10 years in the same company, wishing for promotion, you know, to get to where they want to be, and a person who has worked there for, like, let's say 5 years, they get the promotion. And for you, it seems like in that scenario, you are those people who got it first before someone else. It was meant for you. So whatever it is for you guys that feels like needs more structure in your life, would it be relationship, work, I don't know, location, home, whatever that would be, you have it all sorted. And you're very proud how far you've come. Look at those feathers behind here. And I think these are spears. So this emperor has gone through quite a lot in order to get to where I'm referring to him, where he wants to be. This is quite an interesting story, I must say. Okay, let's see what your future self has overcome. You are bosses, pile number 3, for sure, most of you. If you don't want to be a boss, you might have your own companies, or the way you lead your life is boss-like. You know what I mean? All right. What has your future self overcome? We have the 4 of Swords. We have the moon. The moon in this deck is very different from how I read it usually in other decks. Very different. And I don't usually say that I read cards differently. You know me, guys, anyway. But sometimes people like to teach people how to read cards, this is very personal. You should never want to teach other people how to read cards, and no one else should teach you how to read cards too, right? Because intuition works differently than from the book, if that makes sense. So each deck can be a bit different, you know, and the meanings in the cards can be different too. All right, it's nice what you have overcome. Look at this beauty here. So what your future self wants you to know, that you have been seeking for the peace of mind and finding that silence and tranquility in your own headspace. Now, your future self wants you to know, if you did have any kind of self-confidence issues, I'm referring to the Moon card here, the way that this person is in real life is not the same like she sees herself in the Moon card. She's all wrinkled, she's tired, she is not the same like in actual life. She's young, she's beautiful. So your future self wants you to know that even the way you see yourself in the mirror and the way you appreciate yourself is going to change, and you will overcome it. If you have any anxieties or depressions, you somehow finding ways to deal with it. You're finding better ways to deal with it. And those who couldn't get to sleep for a really, really long time, and it's a pattern for you, you just don't sleep really well. It does seem like you will get through this, and it almost seems like you're going to meet either a person, read something online, I'm just talking purely intuitively, read something online, or come up with some kind of idea that is going to, let's call it, cure it for you, right? But whatever it is, you are doing it yourself. You put in this work yourself. It's all about your mind, you see? You're overcoming the, let's call them the shadows, the devils of your own mind, right? And we all have them. So that is quite powerful, pile number 3, I must say. You are not as stressed as you used to be. And remember, this sits in a position what you have overcome in the future, you know? So let's see what your future self is happy about. What is your future self happy about? See, it's all about your thoughts. What is your future self happy about? I really like that 8 of Swords in that position. Damn, this is intense. We need to talk, pile 3. We need to talk. Okay, great. Look what we have. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. Hint, hint. Now, what your future self is happy about, take a look at these 2 cards here. Now, you're going to find something very familiar here. This person is looking for a home, to settle their thoughts, to stop being stuck in that field. What they need to do, we all know, right? Take off the blindfold in order to see. But they are so, you know, the engine is running in their mind so strongly that they can't reprogram their mind, but they can, right? They can, but they just choose not to. Now, in the Devil, I believe that's a Devil card. I just read this deck very differently. What this female, they're very similar. What this female is dealing with, she's like, I'm fed up here. I'm leaving into the woods. I've even dropped a couple of things here because I just don't care. So what is it with your home environment that you want to change? For some other people, is going to be your closed ones. This is the family member, maybe a couple of family members. It's all related to home, right? And family. So what your future self is very happy about, you have finally found where it is that feels like home, or you have escaped some kind of situation that felt like a very depressing cloud above your head, if that makes sense. Look at these energies. Your future self-image is the Emperor and the World. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have decided to just explore and travel and have an amazing life. Now, Your future self is also happy about the connection that you're going to meet, or the connection that is improving the one that you already have. Would it be your husband, wife, your long-term partner, whatever the case. But these people are very happy. I do believe wedding is waiting for someone out there. For a lot of you who are not married, this is happening, even if you think maybe sometimes that, damn, you know what, I don't know, I've seen so much that I don't know. But in a lot of these cards, what I'm paying attention to is the sun here, and the massive ass moon right here. So for me, guys, there is that very nice connection to the sun and the moon here that you have. Some of you maybe have very good intuition, and sometimes maybe you are quite sensitive to other people around you, and you're like, I don't know how to deal with this. You're gonna figure this out. It does seem like you are escaping. Would it be your own thoughts that seem to be your enemies, or would it be an actual situation or location in which you are in and you're not happy in there anymore? It's keeping you stuck. And I'm hearing there is something better for me out there. Yes, it is. And it's not only about the connections, it's something to do with your home environment too. Let's pull one more card. What is your future self happy about? You're gonna figure out, you're gonna find out a piece of information. It will be either given to you, or you will somehow find something out yourself that was needed in order for you to move on. So it does seem like for some people, maybe you didn't get closure about certain situation before, and you're getting some kind of closure in the future. You're seeing things as they are. You're seeing people for who they are. You're seeing jobs for what they are, right? You're seeing everything for what it is. One more. Yeah, what did I say? Ace of Swords, right? Look at that sunshine, sun rays. I see things as they are. And it seems like the way you used to think before, and you know, when you wake up, what kind of thoughts do you have? What do you do? Do you take the phone, or do you just lay down, kind of get yourself out of that sleepy state and don't touch any tech? Now, I would give you that kind of an example. So the person who would grab phone and scroll for 2 hours not wanting to get up, it disbalances their energy field already, and they might feel a little bit more sensitive energetically and a little bit irritated throughout the day. So that would be example of the past person that we're talking about, right? I'm not saying that you do that. I'm just giving you an example. Now, the future self of yours feels like I get up, I open my eyes, I am present, right? For some of you, I'm even seeing a vision of you touching your body through a duvet, you know, like I am present, I'm grounded. You kind of look around, right? And you kind of evaluate the situation. You're like, okay, slowly, I'm going to get up. Maybe you're going to ask Alexa on the way to the shower to play some kind of music that gets you in the mood while showering. So these are two different people, right? And in order to change the mindset and the way you do things, your routine, right? You will be acting differently too. You will be making different decisions. And it does seem like you will master your life. I must say, pile 3 is quite powerful. So, whoa, that was quite intense and very nice. And I hope it made sense, pile 3. Tribe, love you as always. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello, tribe. Whoever has chosen pile number 4. So what we're looking at today, we're looking at your future self. So these two cards will be talking about overall energy of how your future self is. And we're going to be asking questions like what your future self is happy about, where they're at, and what your future self has overcome. So what we got for numbers 4, we have the Page of Wands as well as the 8 of Pentacles. I must say, pile number 4 is very mystical. And it does seem like you almost, it's gonna sound weird, you are discovering the answers from the source or above or your ancestors, whichever energies you connect to, but you're doing it very in a very mystical way. You're not giving away a lot of information, almost, working on what it is that you love, being interested in what it is that you love, and gathering all of that information. You're learning quite a lot, and whatever you're learning about, it's like you keeping it for yourself because you haven't finished learning about something, and you're like, once I'm done and I feel like I'm accomplished, I'm gonna let you know. So for me, both of these cards are about, someone working behind the scenes. And once they finish with a project or some kind of creative idea, whatever it is that they're working on, they're going to announce it then. And it seems like your future self is very focused on some kind of, would it be a seminar, education, would it be maybe going and learning something from someone else, but you're very work focused as well as developing your own abilities. So it's very mystical for me here, guys. It's very mystical. You're not talking about your accomplishments a lot before you get it done, if that makes sense. You know what this read reminded me of? Like, some people like to say happiness like silence. So I think that would be something that you would like to say in your life. Let's see what your future self has overcome. Definitely, overall, Pile 4, you are learning something. This is all about learning, all about investing in your own knowledge, and I love seeing that. Developing yourself, you are working on self. I like that a lot. What has your future self overcome? See? Completing some kind of either creative project, or if some of you are writing, you're done with it. And it seems like what your future self is referring to is almost like comes through as an advice. Write down your ideas. As simple as sometimes you're scrolling through social media and you're watching some kind of video, and you're like, oh my God, I want to visit this place one day. It looks cool. But then you just keep scrolling and you forget about it. So it does seem like your future self is saying, hey, I've saved those things for myself somewhere. Would it be a notepad? Would it be maybe saved it in some kind of playlist? And I have completed some of them already. And that was quite, I don't know why, maybe some of you would say that, bomb. Because I don't usually say that. But yes, what did I say? Education, learning. You're very focused. You're very, very focused. There are no distractions for you there. You're like, I'm taking my time to work on myself. Everything else is gonna wait because I have my structure, I have my own routine, I have my schedule, and I know when it's time for me or my project and when it's time for everything else. What has your future self overcome? We have the Chariot. One more. I keep hearing institutions. So if you're waiting for some kind of paper, or if you're working towards some kind of paper that will have to come from an institution of some sorts, you are getting it. And it does seem like you guys are visiting some kind of an important building, which also will allow you to have, like, it's one goal after another, but you're very focused and grounded whilst being on that journey. When sometimes other people are like, I've achieved the goal, and then there's next one and next one, and they never really give themselves time to pat themselves on the back and appreciate really that I'm here now, okay? I'm here now, I've done it. But for you, it seems like you are very determined and you're very aware of how far you've come, but also what is your next step. And if you have already some kind of a creative project, your future self wants you to know that you are accomplishing it, and it's going to feel a bit different from how you maybe planned it to be. There's some kind of a good adjustment happening there, and it wants you to know that your future self wants you to know that If you have a very structured outcome, know that sometimes adjustments can actually add quality to that outcome, if that makes sense. All right, so what is your future self happy about? What is your future self happy about? We have of course, we have Pentacles here, the Queen of Pentacles. Sorry guys, my phone is screaming for battery. What is your future self happy about? Books all over the street, if you've noticed. Books, accomplishments. Your future self wants you to know that you are going to be happy about not letting go of what you believed was right for you. Why I'm saying that? It's because of the Seven of Wands. Someone who stands their ground for what it is that they believe, their own core values. I know in my gut that this is something that I want and I'm gonna get there. And your future self also is quite happy when it comes to partnerships and people that you meet who work in the same or similar field. If any of you have children, your future self wants you to know that your child is, what's the word I'm looking for? Your child is protected, and there is almost like this, you know how I'm seeing that? I'm seeing a vision of a child standing, and there's almost like that protective shield of energy around them. So whoever needs to hear that, this is yours. Now, for other people too, I must say, if you are worried about your finances, your future self is not worried about that. I'm not seeing any worry. I'm seeing you keep on going, you keep on focusing on what it is that you need. I'd say if any of you want to be some kind of a counselor or therapist, or anyone really who needs to take notes and track some kind of progress, you're doing it great. Overall, energy pile number 4, whatever you do, you're super grounded and focused. It almost feels like no one can push you because you won't even move, even if they did. You know what I mean? That's how determined you are. So wow, that's what I have for pile number 4. And tribe, thank you very much for coming back. Today was short and sweet again, until I'm settled in a new place, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye for now.